them your story about the demo drive from hell, are you, Walter?
Ah, John, no, I was...
Oh, yeah, don't blame Walter. I asked him. He's given me some very useful tips for the lads back in my showroom, as it happens.
Oh, good. Did Walter, by any chance, mention the rest of that day while he was at it?
No. Should he have?
John, can I get you a drink?
In a minute, Walter, in a minute. I'm sure everyone would much rather hear the rest of your story. After all, it is your evening.
No, they don't want to hear about
it. Oh, no, nonsense. We'd love to hear what happened. Right?
Well, you know how you're supposed to park the demonstration vehicle next to the customers after the demo drive?
Oh, all right, I give in. As John was saying, you're supposed to park the demonstration car next to the customer's own car, so there's a sort of automatic comparison, and the demo car comes out looking the best. Well, I'd done all that when I'd taken Dad and Reggie out, parked up and everything, and if I thought the demo drive was a nightmare, it was an absolute picnic compared to what happened next.
Really?
Yeah, I had to try and sell the appraisal, and my dad wasn't in the mood to buy anything at all.
Well, I think a cup of coffee's in order, eh, Mr. Appleton? Then we can sort out the paperwork for the cars that you and your partner are buying.
Sounds good to me. Well, thanks again, Walter.
Not at all.
He's awfully good, that boy. Oh, I say, could I make a quick phone call first? It won't take a minute.
Yes, of course. Use my office.
Oh, thanks very much.
Just a moment, Mr. Farrell. Am I right in thinking that this has managed to sell not one but two cars to a valued customer?
That's right. Pretty good, eh? Promising start.
Blinding start, I'd say. I was wondering if Walter here would like to go for a hat-trick.
I'm not sure I follow you.
Well, this brilliant young salesman took me and my business associate here off for a marvellous demo drive.
Oh, you like the car?
Liked it, absolutely. Very nice bit of kit. But I'm surprised that Walter didn't try and do a deal with me. He didn't even try and sell it to me. Seemed he had a lunch date.
I said nothing of the sort.
Walter, this is most unlike you. Perhaps you should put aside your social arrangements and help Mr. Rapp.
Oh, let it go, Mr. Farrell. I was young once myself. We've all been there, haven't we? Haven't we? Actually, I was hoping to do a bit of a trade-in. But Walter didn't mention whether that sort of thing was possible.
Possible, of course. We'd be delighted to look at a trade-in deal, wouldn't we, Walter?
Oh, absolutely delighted, yes.
Well, that's all sorted then. I'll look after Mr. Appleton and I'll leave Walter here to look after you, Mr. Rapp.
Fine.
If there's any problems, I'll be in the office, but I'm sure there won't be, will there, Walter?
No problems, Mr. Farrell.
Fine. See you later.
No problems, Mr. Farrell.
That was the most diabolical, lousy...
Temper. We don't want our Mr. Farrell to look out and see you being rude to a couple of bona fide customers now, do we?
Yeah, all right, Dad, although the word sticks in my throat. Now, what exactly do you want?
Yeah, what do you want, Ken?
I want this young salesman to do a part exchange, a PX.
A PX? What do you mean, a PX? You've got no damn intention of buying a car from me. You're just trying to make me look stupid. You're trying to get some sort of ridiculous revenge for me leaving that miserable excuse of a garage of yours.
Oh, I see. It was good enough, though, when you were happy to earn a living out of it.
A living? Didn't you know that slavery's been abolished?
You ungrateful little...
Vauxhall salesman? I take it then you no longer wish to continue your proposed transaction with our good selves, Mr. Rapp?
I think he means flogging your motor and buying another one, Ken.
I know what he means. No. I want Boy Wonder here to proceed. Or shall I tell Mr. Farrell that you didn't want to?
All right. Now, I take it that you and your, business associate are aware of the price of the new car.
Yeah, we saw it in the showroom. Looks good to me.
A timeshare holiday home in Beirut would look good to you. What I want to know is what you lot are going to give me for my trading.
Well, that depends.
Oh, here we go. Depends on what?
Well, on the model, its condition, on many different things.
I can truly say with my hand on my heart, and I wouldn't steer you wrong because I've been in a car selling game nearly 30 years, but that car is absolutely immaculate. One careful owner.
Who's that then?
Me, you Burke. And it's been chauffeur driven.
Does that make me a chauffeur then?
Yeah, of course it does.
Oh, great. Thanks, Ken. Chauffeur. Chauffeur.
And it's been regularly serviced.
Is that when I take it through the car wash?
Shut up, Rich. I'm on a roll. That car has only been touched by the manufacturer's top mechanics. Whoever gets it is going to be one lucky bunny. You take it from me, son.
Well, whether or not we do take it from you very much depends on its condition. You realise we will have to have a look at it, of course.
Look at it? What for? I've told you what it's like. It's good enough for me. I'm sorry I'm going to be parting with it. That car is like one of the family.
What family's that?
Just one more word out of you, Reggie.
May we see the car?
What's happened to trust? Where's mankind's belief in its own honesty? The sacredness of truth, the willingness to believe?
Just shut up, Dad, and show me the car, will you?
Charming.
Right, I'll just see if I can find out who owns this old junk heap here. I'll get it moved out of the way. You can park in here.
What junk heap?
This old Jag. Mind you, of course, that presupposes that it can actually be moved.
Walter,
Yes.
this is my car.
Oh, my giddy aunts.
Yeah, I told you she was a beauty, didn't I?
Please let this be a bad dream.
Dream, absolutely right, my son. Runs like a dream. If you shut your eyes, you'd think that was a Bentley Mulsanne Turbo.
You mean you seriously want to trade...
Don't want to. Breaks my heart, Wally. But that's why I won't let it go for less than 15 grand.
What?
You feel guilty because you think you're taking advantage of the old dad. That's what dads are for, son. You go along, do the paperwork, and then we'll do a deal.
Mr. Rapp, there is no way, with the very greatest of respect, that this car is worth £15,000.
All right, OK. Call it 14,950 and we've got a deal.
It's a very old car.
Well spotted, absolutely. This is a classic. This rates alongside your Astons.
Villas.
No, Martins. Your Silver Ghosts, your Ferraris, your...
Your Skodas, your walk bugs.
Will you two stop, please? I mean, there is absolutely no way we can possibly pay the sort of money you've got in mind.
All right, Mr. Car Evaluation Expert. What sort of figure you got in mind then?
Well, we have a special system for arriving at a fair trade-in price.
Yeah, I know about that. You toss up, double or quits.
No, it's called the Vauxhall Appraisal form.
Who what?
We both fill in the form so that we're both in agreement with the points covered in it. If you hold on just 1 second, I'll go and fetch one.
This is the flaming limit. In all my 30 years in the car trade, I've never heard of anything so diabolical. A form!
Ah, hello again. Thought I'd pop out and see if everything was all right.
No, it ain't.
Oh. What's the matter?
The matter is, your boy Wonder, the master salesman, thinks I was born yesterday. He's trying to cheat me.
Cheat? What, Walter?
Yeah, he's giving me some old phony baloney about some form or other.
Form? Ah, the appraisal form.
Yeah.
No, Walter's quite right, Mr. Rapp. It's part of the way we arrive at an equitable figure at any Vauxhall dealership. It is in your best interest.
What do you mean?
Well, Walter and your good self go through the car, noting any defects in need of attention, and filling in the form so that there's no misunderstanding between you. In that way, we arrive at a fair and accurate price.
You won't find any defects, Mr. Farrell. You can stand on me.
It is the most effective way to appraise the true value of the trade-in vehicle, Mr. Rapp. It's the Vauxhall way.
If you say so.
I do. So should we let Walter carry on?
Yeah, all right.
I'll be in my office if you need me.
Right then, gentlemen, shall we begin?
Yeah, all right, Wally. You go ahead and do like your Mr. Farrell says. Good little boy.
I'm sorry, Mr. Rapp, but we have to fill in the appraisal form together. So shall we start together?
I'm doing all this work and I ain't even get paid for it. Do you want to borrow my pen?
No thanks, I've got one. Now, I'll fill in the form in blue and any changes can be made in red.
You sure it don't have to be filled in blood?
Has the vehicle been in any accidents?
Accidents? This motor? Absolutely not. It's clean as a whistle. Concourse condition.
Yeah, that's right. That was when you went through C&A's in the shopping concourse, wasn't it?
Reggie.
So the vehicle hasn't had any bodywork done then? Let's just have a look, shall we? The bumper seems to be a little bit battered, Mr. Rapp.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's your fault, that is.
Excuse me?
No, I won't. I kept telling you not to park your bike in my garage.
I would have thought you'd have found time to get the bumper replaced in the intervening years, though, Mr. Rapp.
I've been very busy, and I still am. Why don't you get your finger out?
I'd like to, Mr. Rapp, but it appears to be stuck in a hole which I don't think the manufacturer's intended to be here. Ooh! Ooh!
Shouldn't go poking around, should you?
Have you lost something, Wally, or what?
No, I'm just looking at this gap around the door here. Are you sure there's been no repair work done on this car?
On my sainted grandmother's life.
Your gran's been dead 20 years. She ain't come back, has she? Anyway, Ken said that gap, but what ain't there, is something to do with the ventilation system.
But the gaps around the door frame were all uneven. There must have been some metal fatigue or some distortion at some time or another.
Yeah, well, they should never have privatised British Steel. It's all gone to pot. I'll have a word with them.
So, this is all the original bodywork, all the original metal, no repairs then, Mr. Rapp?
Like the day it came out of the showroom.
Well, if I were you, after you finished phoning up British Steel, I'd put a call through to the manufacturers. This must be a very valuable car.
Yeah, how so?
Must be the only Jag that's made of fiberglass. And what about this here, Mr. Rapp? I think this will need some attention.
Didn't your time with me teach you anything?
Not the right things.
You know as much about cars as a piece of cheddar. This here is a modification that was brought in on this model when it came out. It improved the fuel injection system, got rid of all the misfiring problems. It's a simple external breathing system.
And it helps to fill the tank up and all.
Well, to me it looks like body rot, but I'll get Roger in our service department to check it out just to be sure. We better have a look at the tyres, I think. I have to tell you, Mr. Rapp, there's probably only about another 100 miles left on that tyre before it becomes dangerous, not to mention illegal.
Illegal? He said not to mention illegal. But you know nothing. These are the new low-profile tyres. They're very good at cornering and handling. They were developed by that old racing driver. What's his name?
Mansell.
No, louder.
Mansell!
Oh, you daft. Forget it.
Doesn't seem to be any spare tyre.
Yeah, the spare ain't there. It's vanished in thin air. But please don't despair. It's easy to repair.
What did you have for breakfast? No, you see, Walt, this model never had a spare tyre because it was so reliable, it didn't need one.
I see, and I suppose these holes in the boot here, that's in case you're carrying liquid and you accidentally spill it. Is that right, Mr. Rapp?
That's right, son. You're learning at last. That's your drainage. Those blokes think of everything.
Yeah, they're not the only ones, are they?
Yeah, and it's also very handy. Like if you're full up with luggage and stuff, and you want to get to something under the bottom, then instead of you getting all your gear out, you can put your hand under and get it, can't you?
Oh, paint on the rubber.
No, that ain't paint. No, that's sealant. I mean, there was a factory recall because of leaking, and they bunged a load of sealant on. And well, all the cars like this have got it.
Oh, silly me. I thought it was when you repainted the bodywork and forgot to mask the rubber surround.
Who told you that old rubbish?
Oh, who was it now? Oh, it was Mr. Rapp when I was in his employ. I'll note it on the appraisal form.
Oi, what are you doing? You testing for you and Sharon?
No, I'm just testing the resistance of the shock absorbers. They seem to need replacing. Shall we start her up?
Who, Sharon?
Oh, by the way, I'm throwing in the car mats with a price. They're your genuine nylon.
Oh yeah, and are these your genuine weld marks, are they? Seems to be burning oil.
Seems all right to me. How about you, Reg?
Yeah, lovely. Runs like a top.
How many miles has this car done, Mr. Rapp?
Very little. What you see on the speedo, son?
Remarkable, under 10,000. Also remarkable is the fact that these numbers all seem to be out of line.
Yeah, they went wonky when I clocked them. Oh,
What he means is when he saw them.
I know what he means. Right. All these defects that I've noted on the appraisal form will need to be attended to. So even if you don't trade in the car, you'll need to spend money on it.
No.
OK, now are there any payments outstanding?
Payments? No. Oh, and by the way, Follett's have made me a very generous offer for this motor.
Really? Now about these defects, Mr. Rapp.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying that these repairs and defects that I've noted down, should we decide to take the car in part exchange, will be taken into account when we're arriving at a fair price.
You car people, always trying to diddle us members of public.
yeah, diddle.
There's just one more thing I'd like to do. I'd like to take your car out for a brief test drive, with you, of course.
What, and burn up all my petrol? What's this world coming to when one's own flesh and blood doesn't believe what his own father tells him?
I'm sorry, but we like to be sure. It won't take long. Shall we go?
This is a diabolical infringement of my civil liberties. All right, let's go.
Hey, voila, back at the Roch.
That was the worst 10 minutes of my life.
Ah, really? Why was that then?
Well, this isn't a racing car, and he took some of those corners on 2 wheels.
Just putting this little baby through its paces. You're probably not used to being with an expert driver. A man who can handle this tool on the very edge of control with consummate skill. Oh, and talking of tools. Hello, Wally. You going out in that?
Hello, Clive. See you've walked back another satisfied customer. Yes, I am taking that car out, actually. Unless, of course, you'd rather do the assessment yourself.
No can do, Wally. I'm about to do a deal with Mr. Brook here. Right, Mr. Brook?
Wrong.
You what?
I am not doing any deals with you. Now, the fact that you use an appraisal form, fine. I don't like it when you fill it in, accompanied by rude, sarcastic, and unkind remarks about my car. Now, I know it's not a Rolls Royce, but it's my car, and I'm proud of it. And then you drive me around the town as though it was Brands Hatch. No, thank you, Mr. Parfait. I've had quite enough of you for one day. Goodbye.
My goodness, Clive, I just wish I had your way with customers.
Up your exhaust, Wally.
Be careful, this is a classic.
Pulls a little bit to the left.
They all do. It's one of the characteristics of the model.
Of course, Mr. Rapp. Have you had that rattle long?
Rattle? What rattle? I can't hear no rattle.
Yeah, it's the timing chain what needs sorting.
You want sorting, Reggie. The problem with you, Wally, is you don't know how to drive properly.
Whatever you say, Mr. Rapp. Well, Mr. Rapp, having thoroughly examined your car, may I suggest that you take full advantage of the safety check that we offer here at our service department?
Here it comes, the old flim-flam. How much is this little tuck-up going to cost me, Sonny?
The safety check's absolutely free.
I thought so. Money. Free?
Yeah, I'd ask him if that's his lowest price, Ken.
Look, Wally, I don't want a check. I don't want your advice. All I want is to flog this motor.
Oh, and buy a new Vauxhall, of course.
Do what? Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, Wally, of course.
Well, in that case, may I suggest that we all adjourn inside and have a look at some figures over a nice cup of coffee?
Is he talking French or something?
Shall we go inside?
Hello, darling. You wouldn't fancy giving me an all-over safety check, would you?
Sorry, it's not in my contract to get grease under my fingernails. How delightful to see you again, Mr. Rapp. Would you like some coffee?
Thanks a lot, Sharon. That would be marvellous.
Marvellous. Oh, look at him. Where did I go wrong?
Have you got any biscuits? I like to dunk.
Well, Mr. Rapp, I've gone through the appraisal form. If you'd just like to sign it.
Sign it? What's all this signing, love?
It's the Vauxhall way to ensure that you agree with all the comments on the form.
Give us it here. You seen what they put down here? This is ridiculous.
I think you'll agree that all the comments are fair.
Fair? This is flaming outrageous.
Oh, come on, Ken, just sign it and let's get out of here. I'm starving. I'm dying for a fry-up.
Give us a pen, or shall I slip me wrist in a blood oath on it?
Come on, Mr. Rapp. I need to take the form to Mr. Farrell so I can agree the figures.
I'll get a gold star and house point, will we? Leave it here, don't you trust me?
The form, please. Thank you.
What are they doing?
They're trying to tuck me up. The amateurs versus the professional.
Right, Mr. Rapp. I've gone through the appraisal form with Mr. Farrell, and we both believe that this figure represents a very fair price for your car.
What? Are you taking a you-know-what or what? You are joking. This is even below book price. This don't even cover the radio.
Well, you did agree on the appraisal.
Stuff the appraisal.
And you did sign it.
No, I never.
I think you did, Ken.
Will you shut up?
I can go through the appraisal form with you again if you'd like. I mean, there's the engine, the bodywork, the paint.
All right, all right. Look here. Only last week, I myself personally advertised the self-same car, same year, all the business, for over 700 quid more. What do you take me for, an idiot? This is a con.
Mr. Rapp, this is a Vauxhall dealership, not K-Rapp purveyors of fine motor cars. Now, if we're going to buy your car and sell it to the public, we insist on doing all the work necessary to bring it into top condition. Now, in this case, that means new tyres, some attention to the engine, bodywork. I can go into all the detail if you like, but surely you, of all people, must realise how much these jobs are going to cost, and obviously that's reflected in the price.
I could do it for a fraction of that cost.
Yes, but we believe in metal, not fiberglass, and new exhaust pipes, not old bandages. So I think you'll agree that the figure is fair.
Well, if you put it that way.
Actually, the model you test drove is in stock, and it would be available this weekend to be picked up, if that's convenient.
I'm not busy Saturday.
You're not busy any day. First of all, you upset me by slagging off my motor. Next, you insult me with this here offer. Then you ask me to come belting round here to pick up the new motor. No one pushes Ken Rapp around.
Wrap around. I like it.
Come on, we're off. Now. Nice try, sonny boy. Next time, try and pick on someone who ain't a car expert like what I am.
Don't let them get to you, Walter. I'm sure you did your best.
Yeah, I did my very best to sell the appraisal, but...
Just remember, not everybody's as awful as Ken Rapp.
Tell you what, son. On reflection, that price you offered me for the car seems pretty fair. And having thought about it, and to help you out, I'll accept.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you, Mr. Rapp. There's just one small, tiny little thing, though.
What's that, my son?
We'll have to do a fresh appraisal on the car to take into account all the new damage.
Damage? What damage? A tiny little scratch damaged my foot. Oh! Reggie! In my day, a man's word was his bond. We had a deal, you're trying to wriggle out of it. Call yourself a son of mine. That flaming Vauxhall way of yours.
And that was the rest of my day.
Point was, you kept your head under very trying circumstances. Appraisals can be tricky things at the best of times.
Oh, absolutely. The customer becomes the salesman, you become the customer, the shoe's on the other foot. But actually, even today, I always stick to the Vauxhall way in selling the appraisal.
It's pity, really, there isn't a Vauxhall way to sell your dad, eh, Walter?